Hey, so I wanted to talk a minute about the words we use to talk about ourselves and ADHD. This week in the Enclave, I decided to devote the whole week to the language of ADHD because last week I went into I think there's three remaining Facebook groups that I sometimes go into. And sometimes, to be honest, I go in the Facebook groups not even to participate, but to look at what people are talking about and complaining about. And I plan content a lot in that way. And I made this whole list of the way people started their posts. And I started to notice these patterns, and they would write things like, I can't, I don't know how, I need help. Or even worse, they would say something like, I am, insert negative label, or I feel, insert some horrible negative emotion. And I started to see this, and I actually made a list, and I don't have it in front of me, but I made a list of like 8 or 10 ways that I saw so many posts starting. And I started to really think about the language we use to talk about ourselves and to talk about ADHD. And so we're discussing it this week in the Enclave, but I want to share it here because I think it's so very important that we understand. We know from brain science and cognitive behavioral therapy that, thoughts influence emotions and feelings influence behaviors. So not to be woo-woo, but if you put out into the world, if you think I'm a failure, then you will start to see evidence of you being a failure all around you all the time. And so I think it's really important that the things that you say after the word I think it's really important to pay attention to that. And again, I don't want to sound woo-woo about it, but we have this bias, right? Like you look for proof of what you already believe, of what you already think in the world. And this is like a huge topic, and I'm not even a therapist, but I think it's a huge topic that needs to be talked about more, especially in the ADHD community, because we use so much language to define ourselves. And then we use language to talk about our life experience, our experience as an ADHD person. And when we try to describe our experience to maybe somebody without ADHD, to an important person in our life, we're using this language of I can't, I need help with, I struggle with. And while I think it's good to be honest, I think we need to be really aware of that language. Anyway, I'm going on too long. I don't like super long videos, but I just want everyone to start thinking about the language we use about ourselves and when we talk about ADHD.